There seems to be a pretty big nostalgia market today, from vinyl records increasing in popularity again to continuous reboots of 20-year-old TV shows. It appears that people are longing to return to the past, back to the simple days of landline and dial-up internet service, when life moved a little bit slower. In my opinion, lo-fi hip-hop music is yet one more phenomenon scratching that unwavering nostalgic itch. On YouTube, lo-fi hip-hop is most prominently featured in those lo-fi chill beats study playlists, featuring ambient hip-hop and trip-hop beats that people might listen to while studying or relaxing. Lo-fi, or low-fidelity music, is basically just referring to music in which the sound quality of the production is lower than that of the usual contemporary standards, and imperfections of the recording that are usually considered to be undesirable, such as static, feedback, or distortion for example, are audible. Lo-fi hip-hop beats usually feature some sort of smooth jazz sample, but today I feel like challenging myself, so I'm not going to use any samples for this. The first thing to do is to create some sort of melody with a piano. I'm going to build a chord progression and hopefully give it a jazzy kind of feel by using 7th, 9th, and 11th chords. If you don't know what any of that means, but you want to, just Google it. It's not complicated, it's just beyond the scope of this video. Making a melody that sounds like it was sampled from a record will be the hardest part of this process. I need to build a chord progression that works, and I need to mess around with the velocity of each note. The velocity is basically just a parameter referring to how hard each note is played. This will reinforce the aesthetic that it was sampled from a record by giving it a more human feel. The reason for this is because if I were actually playing the piano, my fingers wouldn't be hitting every key with the exact same degree of force. Since the melody will make or break this beat, getting it right is crucial to the quality of the final product. So spending a little time on this and remaining patient is advisable. I noticed that the chord progression I was making felt too fast, so I stretched it out a bit. Here's what it sounds like now. To give the piano a lo-fi feel, I'm going to use Isotopes Vinyl plugin, which is a free plugin on their website. Turn up the warp depth a bit so it sounds like you're listening to an old worn-out record. Turn up a bit of that electrical noise and mechanical noise to give it some lo-fi ambience. Now it's time for the drums. I always start with the snare. Let's get that kick pattern down. Now on to the hats. This will be my main hat here. I'm going to lower the velocity of every second note to give it some bounce. To give the hats some swing and a more human feel, I'm going to offset all of the notes by 1/6 of a step. I'm going to lay down some open hats. And one last hat. I'm going to have this one hit when the snare hits. Time for the bass. I'm just using a simple sub bass for this. I placed the gross beat half speed preset on the piano melody. I'm going to automate this so that it turns on the second half of the beat. And I'm going to use this rain sample to give the beat a little bit more ambience. I noticed that a good number of lo-fi tracks feature dialogue from movies. Most often, this dialogue appears in the intro section of the beat. I'm going to use this speech from Morgan Freeman.
You feel you've been rehabilitated?
Oh, yes, sir. Absolutely, sir.
Let's just drag Mr. Freeman into the playlist here and cut out a section of the speech that flows well on the intro. I linked all the drum samples to a single mixer track and placed an isotope vinyl plugin on it. I used automation to turn the plugin on and off so that it's only working during the intro section of the beat where Morgan Freeman is talking. Most of these beats on YouTube use anime GIFs, so I'm just going to Google anime girl GIF sad something like that and see what I find. Let's see what the finished beat sounds like.
You feel you've been rehabilitated?
Oh, yes, sir. Absolutely, sir. I learned my lesson. I can honestly say that I'm a changed man.
Alright, cool. In keeping with tradition, I'm going to drop some bars over this thing, so let's see how it sounds.
You feel you've been rehabilitated?
Oh, yes, sir. Absolutely, sir. I learned my lesson. I can honestly say that I'm a changed man.
You cannot stop me. Maybe I'm often a little bit cocky. Feel like a zombie. From Ativan, Zans, Liquor, and Molly. I got 'em on me. I got 'em in me. My vision is foggy. Feel a bit groggy. Doing the drug like it was my hobby. Bitch, I'm insane with this rap shit. So they put me in a casket. I'll be snapping like elastic. I don't think you wanna catch this. Started flashy and I'm still glowing. Gotten bigger and I'm still growing. Looking back at what I built, knowing I ain't need knowing and I'm still going.